How's it going, everyone? Today I have a quick collectible video for you on kind of some wall decorations. I'll say wall decorations in kind of an air quote. I say that because these two here, obviously, you can hang them on a wall, but I wouldn't recommend it, and I'll explain why in just a second. But as you can see, they're actually I don't. Yeah, you can see on these Totoro one pretty clearly, but not necessarily on the Spirited Away one. These are both puzzles. They're both like plastic clear puzzles, so they give that kind of mosaic feel. I have them kind of in the dark right now because I'm going to show you something cool with them. You could hang them on a wall, but you're not going to get the full effect, which is why I bought these special frames for them. You can also use floating frames, because floating frames, they just have usually it's a glass back. I wouldn't recommend floating frames for any other type of paper or paint art, and there's a lot of reasons why, but basically it doesn't preserve your piece long term, years and years and years. When it's plastic, you have a lot more leeway because the plastic isn't just gonna stick to the other pieces of plastic. But especially if you're having it in the sun, which these will most likely be in the sun for me, I might buy some extras just to kind of have them around, just in case these deteriorate from being in the sun. But they kind of look cool now, but they really come into their own just even when there's a tiny bit of light coming through. So they don't even have to be super backlit. But here, I'll show you what I mean. As one of my favorite YouTube channels, Guga Foods, says, they might not look like much now, but watch this. So yeah, as you can see, just moving them a tiny bit into the sun, just so the background is a little bit lighter than they are, you can already see them really kind of come into their stained glassness. Which is how I usually have them displayed, some way where the light can come through them. One cool thing about these, which is becoming a lot more common these days, is Studio Ghibli merchandise is usually only official merchandise is usually only purchasable through partnered stores. So I actually have a local store that's partnered with them, or at least partnered with their, like publisher / distributor, or whoever has the rights to merchandising in the U.S. There a lot more stores becoming partnered recently. More stuff that kind of threw me off. Not like niche markets, but actually bigger stores. These are a little on the pricier side. I think they're like $12 a pop, not including the frame. The place where I bought these though did display them in a different frame, and I'm not sure where they got it, but it fit these like perfectly. They're actually a little bit small for the frame, or the frame is a little bit big for them. So you can see I put them even more in the sun, and now they're really coming through. One of the downsides though is the edges of the pieces really catch the sunlight. I guess what you could do is you could actually fill those gaps in with glue or some type of epoxy, and that might help them catching a whole bunch of light, maybe. Although that might just make the problem way worse. But yeah, that's usually how I have them displayed. I have them in the window so the sunlight comes through them. The only problem, like I said, is it may shorten their overall life because they are sitting in the sun. Something always to keep in mind with collectibles: make sure to keep them out of the direct sunlight. It's going to end up breaking their colors down. If you ever go into a store that has stuff sitting in their windows for a long time, you'll see that they all look like really bleached, and you don't want that happening with your $100 plus, or even more if it's like a cell or something like that. It could be thousands and thousands of dollars. So it's a little bit hard to see because of the glare, but next thing I have is this unique clear file, which I got from a store, I believe it's in the UK, so if you guys, I'll put a link down below, but if you end up ordering, keep that in mind, because international shipping costs can kind of rack up pretty quick. In fact, the shipping, I bought 2 items from them, the shipping was like 3 times the price of the 2 items that I bought. But it was well worth it because these are super unique and I like them a lot. But I have 2 clear files to show you guys. I framed them in these kind of special floating frames because of how unique they are. They have a distinct background to them, or a distinct back to them. So if I ever want to look at that or show that, I can. But yeah, it's 2 Kill la Kill clear files, and they're both themed kind of like retro posters. So this one's Attack of the Clothes, and you can even see, which I think is a really nice touch. So you can see at the bottom that it has all the character names on it, so that's kind of supposed to be mimicking like a cast, but all the names in there are just like, Ryuko, Satsuki, Mako. So this is my second favorite one out of the two that I bought, and I'll show you my favorite one now. So a little bit of backstory about this one and how I even came to find the store that had these. I had found a very small image of this clear file, probably about 5 years ago. And it had been saved on my computer because I was desperately trying to find what it was from. Honestly, even just a larger image so I could use it as a wallpaper because I liked it, how it looked so much. And finally, just a few months ago, I finally found what it was from. And both of these are in a series of, I think they're from like raffle prizes, and this retailer, I think they maybe just got a whole bunch of them and then they're selling them individually. I'm theorizing. I'm not entirely sure though. But there's a whole bunch in this series. They all kind of look like movie posters. They're all different themed. These are the two that I like the most. They're all very reasonable though on the site. It's just that international shipping that gets you. So very similar to the last one. It's themed like a movie poster, which I really, really like. It's way more special than some of the ones that's literally just the character standing there. Even Kill la Kill has some like that are just, the character standing and not really doing anything interesting. But yeah, I'll put a link to that below if you guys are interested in checking that out. I don't know if they still have any in stock, but you can check the link below and see if you're interested. Well, if you guys like that video and you want to see more like it and you want to see more of my collection, I have a ton of stuff that I want to do videos on. Each one just takes its own, bit of time. I might even, if people are interested, I might even start putting up maybe a list of things that I have if people want to like shout out and say that they want something sooner rather than later. But anyway, if you like this video and want to see more like it, want to see more of my collection, please like and subscribe. It really helps encourage me make more of these videos. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. All right, bye-bye.